Hi everybody, so by the title of this video, you may think I'm either A, quitting, B, gonna kill myself, or C, probably talking about another announcement that I've been updating about. It's none of those three. It's actually choice D, which is actually talking about a murderer who's trying to kill us. Well, he's not really a murderer, so sorry for false advertisement, but he's after us. There's this man named Steven who was friends with my sister, and because he was her only friend, and so he came over a lot. He's a compulsive liar, and he knows it, and he uses it to his advantage. Why I don't like him is because ever since day one, I've had an eerie feeling about him. Two, when we kicked him out, he went to the cops and lied about us. And we gave him shelter because we allowed him to live here. We gave him food. We provided for him. And he was just a complete jerk about it. And so what scares me now is that he went to court, but he didn't go in jail because he stole from a Subway when he worked there. And so my mom set up a security system, and I'm scared to go to sleep. I am terrified to go to sleep. So I have this. Please don't mind. Please don't judge. Don't hurt me for anything. Yes, you can see the way I record, which is with my iPod. Ha ha. I don't have a camera. And so I don't like him. He was a jerk. He used us. And he kept on lying about him. He lied about my cousin's relationship and that he and her were going to get married, which was bullshit. Because Felicia only came over twice when Steven was there. And so my mom kicked him out on November. So he got a job at Subway, and he stole from there, even though he worked there. And a few days ago, Mom says that he was at the park. He called my mom and threatened suicide to her. And so she called the cops, and he ran away from them. So my mom set up a security system, and I am terrified of this man. He used us. He did horrible things to all of us. And he scares the ever-living shit out of me. So now I don't feel safe around my windows or anything that is able to be accessed from the outside. Because my windows are unlocked. And the reason why is because I actually broke something. And so now I'm scared because my door doesn't have a lock. I'm a heavy sleeper. I'm already an insomniac, so that just piled on. I heard a door close and I don't like it. It was probably my dad just going to work. Yes, he works late at night. He goes to work around 4. And he comes back at like 6 max in the afternoon. Steven is a man who terrifies me. And since I just heard this news, I am scared to go to sleep. I was able to sleep a little bit being an insomniac, but now I don't think I'm able to sleep at all. Steven apparently never got into jail for stealing from a Subway when he worked there. And so my dad just told me about him. And so the reason I found out was because I went to let out my dog. And so I opened the door and an alarm system goes off that I didn't know was there. And so I started freaking out. And so my mom and dad went out to check what was going on. They were freaking out too, being like, what the fuck? And so I asked him why the alarm was like that and what it is. And so he's like, it's an alarm system. And I asked him why he set it up. He's like, because Steven's still out there. And so he said still, so I didn't understand what he meant. I thought he was already in jail from stealing. But apparently that wasn't the case and he didn't go to jail. I am scared of him. I do not wish to be anywhere near him. He is a complete arsehole. I hate him, and he has destroyed me and my family. that is why I don't trust my sister and that sister's guy friends. Like, I've always had an eerie feeling about them, and if it takes years or months, something always comes bad. When I have an eerie feeling, I have an eerie feeling. And I know something bad will happen. I'm safe for now, but let's just hope it doesn't come to the point where I have to protect myself against a psycho. You're like, oh, committing murder is something that should be stopped. Well, I'm sorry, he's a compulsive liar. He called himself a masochist when I hurt him, and he was like, oh my god. Like, bro, you do not feel pleasure doing that shit. He's like, again, masochist, but I only think he did that because I wasn't able to hurt him hard enough. And so I told my mom that if he was the one to call me, I would have said, all right, commit suicide right here, right now. I want to hear your screams. And why? Because he used my sister to get to us. He lied about us. He was a compulsive liar about all of our relationships and was a complete asshole. And he wanted to do one thing that set me off completely when he lived here. Apparently, I didn't know this because I was half awake and half asleep, mainly asleep. And so my mom walked on, and Steven was trying to wake me up for school, but he was half naked, laying on my bed in a sexual position. And I hate him for that, because I wasn't aware of it. This was all in 2019, from September to November, and I hate him for it. If he is watching this video, if he is stalking me, he better hear my voice, because right now I will fucking murder him. I'm sorry for my raised voice, I'm sorry for my language, I'm sorry if you see a weapon and you're scared, but the thing is, I'm just trying to protect myself from a psycho that the cops weren't able to catch immediately. I'm really sorry you have to witness this. I'm really sorry you have to hear this announcement, but I felt like I just needed to share it with somebody. And my siblings aren't awake. And they all knew except for me. And I hated the fact that I always got to know things last. Like, even the babies were notified about it. And that's what I hate. That I'm notified about everything last. I think it's because they either think I'm stupid or immature, but I don't know. Because I have a right to know if it's about my family. And yeah, I'm always the last to find out. Whether it's online family or real life family, I still have a right to know what is going on. And so I didn't know, and so I started freaking out when the alarm system went off. And I hate it. I hate the fact that I'm always alone and in the dark. As you can see, I absolutely despise that disgusting man, just like I hate Mike, but apparently Mike apologized. I don't believe it, but still. I hate Steven. He can go suck a dick. He's a bitch. He's a compulsive liar. And he should be in jail for his sins. And I'm not a religious kid. I am a religious kid, but I sin by cursing a lot and threatening to kill somebody, so I don't know if God will let me into heaven or hell, but still. I'm not that kid who's just like, oh, you sinned, gotta go to hell, oh my god. No, I'm not like that. I am the kind of person who calls sins by what they are. Threatening suicide, lying about family, lying about people who took care of you. That is what I call sin. Yeah, sure, I can call the 10 Commandments something holy, and I can call sins, but I have a right. If I call something a sin, I would rather have a right for it than not. I'm not the kind of person to judge, but if you set off my alarm system in my head that you were a bad person, then you better know I am having a knife in my room if you come over, ready to attack if you attack me. If I have an eerie feeling about you, then hell yeah, I'll be ready to protect myself. So if I have an eerie feeling about you, I know one way or another you're gonna do something bad. Whether you're a nice kid at the start or a bad kid or a good kid at the back, I will have an eerie feeling about you if you do something bad. Or if you will do something bad in the future. My sister's ex, Cameron, was a pretty good guy. He was a good guy. But he started to change and be more obsessed with animals and a job, and he never opened up to my sister. And so that's why I had alarms blaring in my head. Whether it takes a few months or a few years, I will know that something's gonna happen. And I had an off feeling about Steven, and I was right. I had an off feeling about Cameron, and now he was a bitch. I had an off feeling about all my sister's boyfriends and friends that were guys, because I knew one day they were gonna do something bad. Her friend Zach angered the person who owned their hangout, and so now they can't go there anymore. Which is why I had an eerie feeling about him. I have an eerie feeling about all Desi's guy friends, and one way or another, they always start something bad. Will was a bad kid at the first, but my sister didn't see it, and I did. And so now he's good, and I don't really have an issue with him anymore. But Cameron's a complete bitch. Dante I had odd feelings about. I knew that he was bad, I was in denial. Sammy set off some alarms, but not enough to make me feel bad, like he was a good kid. He was a good kid. But I knew something bad was going to happen with our relationship, and now he's my ex. Therefore, I know bad's going to happen. And you can say that all of these are boy examples, and that I just have a vendetta against boys, but I really don't. I really don't. Boys just need to learn that women have their boundaries, and that they're stupid for not respecting them. Now, I'm not calling every boy an idiot here. Mark is a pretty good kid. Trey is a pretty good kid, even though he was oblivious as shit. Gideon was a pretty good kid in 3rd grade, and he was my friend. The only sad thing about it is that he moved away, and that's why I don't stay in touch. Because he didn't have any social media back then. Those are like some kids that I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with Alex, even though he sets off alarms in my head. It's just that he's an idiot. So no, I don't have a vendetta against boys. Some are girls that I hate. Some are girls that I know are gonna stay bad. And Steven is one of the kids who I knew was gonna turn bad one way or another. I had an odd feeling about him, and I was right. I don't know what it is about me, it's just that I don't like guys that my sister brings over, and I'm sure it's not a vendetta against all the boys she brings over. I'm sure it's just the fact that I know one way or another they're gonna do something bad. There are a few of her guy friends that I know aren't gonna do something bad, like her friend Khalil. Like, a few kids I don't have an odd feeling about when they're my sister's friends. So I believe just a lot of my sister's friends are complete assholes. I'm sorry for the 13-minute video. I'm sorry for letting y'all know about a psychopath and what it is with me and guys. And I'm sorry if you didn't want to hear this. If you didn't want to hear it, then you could have just left. I'm sorry. This will be the end of my video. Bye.